This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the Bigger Picture webinars for Sunday, the 29th of September. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay, let's have a look at, sorry, bear with me a moment. Let's have a look at ES. Okay, yes, we've got a very nice looking rising wedge here, and I'm leading towards seeing a retracement start here. I have quite a few reasons for expecting that, and the patterns are part of those, and they are nice patterns, and I've got an equivalent one which is just as nice on SPX. NQ, do I have a nice pattern here? No, I've got a pretty decent looking one on NDX, but I don't have an equivalent on NQ. Wasn't expecting to see this retest the high before we saw a retracement. Don't really have a topping pattern here, and we don't really have much of one on SPX, although we do have possible head and shoulder necklines. The one here on SPX would be in the 57.25 area. Looking at RTY, now I've got a slight issue here because this is quite a nice looking bull flag, and it's broken up. Now the obvious target would be a retest of this high here, slightly over 2300, but of course we could form a larger flag, but that would suggest that there wasn't going to be that much of a retracement, which of course it might not be. All right, looking at YM. YM broke a bit higher. They messed up the nice looking little level top here. We still got an arguable, possible larger double top, but to be honest, the amount that markets have gone up over the last couple of weeks has seriously damaged the bigger patterns that I was looking at, and I'll come to that when I'm looking at the daily charts. All right, looking at DAX, nice looking rising megaphone here. No current negative divergence, but we have got 6-minute sell signal fixed on ESDX, which hasn't quite retested this high here, but has done some significant damage to the upside. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts on those. Okay, looking at the daily chart, we've got a possible weak RSI for 5 sell signal brewing on SPX. We've got the new week pivot at 57.35. Would this be improved by another high retest? No, it wouldn't. Although NDX, the position would be improved for that. In terms of the 45 DMA, I finally got a reading that is worth mentioning, which is that we're 4.2% over the 45 DMA. So we're getting into topping type territory for the amount. We've got a that's just for a reversion to the mean, but the mean would be basically a move back to 5550 to 5600. Looking at the 60-minute chart, nice looking rising wedge, short-term one from 51.19. It's pretty sweet, and I really like it. We've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed on the hourly. That wedge looks just as nice blown up to the maximum. It's a very, very nice pattern, and I think we're likely to see that actually deliver something this week. If we are going to go back to the trendline support on it, I've got that now currently at about the 55.60 area. We shall see. All right, looking at NDX. On the daily chart, we've got no current negative divergence, but we did see some retracement on Friday. So if we go back and retest that short-term high, that would actually give us a possible daily RSI 5 sell signal brewing here as well. On the hourly chart, we've got this decent-looking wedge, and we blow that up, and that's a very decent looking wedge. So that's a nice looking pattern, and I've got support for that pattern currently in about the 19,000 area. Looking at the daily on Dow, we've got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing. We have gone slightly over the trendline resistance. And we've been messing up the bigger picture double top good and proper. Now, when I was posting this a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about this as a potential double top, and this is a potential nested smaller double top within that. This move up here has completely trashed that. So we're no longer looking at that pattern. This no longer looks like the larger double top possibility or the smaller one. And actually, SPX not quite as badly. We trashed the smaller one, but we still could be looking at something on the bigger one. But to be honest, it's not looking good. So I'm really, and the other thing is that in the last 2 weeks, as we have been trickling up, we've been wasting useful time. I was talking about a possible stiff retracement that could take us into late October low. Well, October's starting on Tuesday. We've wasted a couple of weeks. That limits the amount of downside potential in my view. So we'll see. All right, let's have a look at IWM. IWM, we've got on the daily chart, no current divergence, and we're not going to get any realistically. This did look like a nice looking bull flag. I've marked that on the 15-minute, and we could form a larger pattern here, but if it got below really about 213, I'd be thinking this was getting too large for a flag, so I wouldn't be expecting to see too much lower if we do see that retracement. But at the moment, it's a nice looking flag, and it has broken up, and that is the target. We might make it. All right. Just wanted to mention something about the end of September and the beginning of October. Now, historically, we've got about 60% green closes on the end of September, but if you look at the numbers from 2002, we've only got 33% green closes. That is leaning somewhat bearish for tomorrow, certainly on the basis of the data for the last 22 years. Either way, we've got a bullish looking day with 60% plus on October. So it is one of the days where the first trading day of the month tends to perform fairly well. All right, looking at DAX. DAX, no current negative divergence, nice move up. Is this trend line a target? Not really, because we didn't hit the support trend line. It's one of the things I was looking at when we got down there. And NDX didn't hit the support trend line either. So this isn't a target, really, while we haven't hit the bottom target. We'll see how that goes. Nikkei, we had a couple of very strong days, and we're looking very overbought on the RSI 5. No negative divergence though, and we are well through the daily upper band. We have broken through all of the moving averages that I watched, the standard ones, the 50, the 100, and the 200, and we've gone through all of those. This is opening up a potential test in due course of this the retest of this high here at 42.4. And as I'm only really looking for a retracement over the next couple of weeks, next 2 or 3 weeks, there's no reason to think that we won't be going up and maybe hit this in the run up into Christmas. So we shall see. All right, great. Let's have a look at DX. So DX and bonds. All right, DX, we've got a really nice looking potential level bottom here, and I am looking at some indications that we might be looking at a decent retracement on precious metals, and that would be a match. So I'm wondering about this double bottom. We do have some positive divergence on DX, so we'll see how that goes. This would be a nice looking nested double bottom at the moment. Looking at ZB, we've got a nice looking double bottom here. I'm thinking this may well play out. And if so, that could get us back up into about the 126.18 area and might deliver a retest of this high here, which could set up a nice larger double top, because I think ZB's got, after this rally, has got more downside to come. That's not particularly a good fit with what's happening with interest rates, but that's what the chart's telling me at the moment. Let's have a look at the TNX chart and the US dollar chart on DX. We've got an RSI 14 buy signal fixed, nice looking nested double bottom. We'll see how it goes. Resistance is at the daily middle band. It's got to get over that to impress anybody. And at the moment that's been holding like a champ. So we'll see whether it can break above it. If it can, then this is all in play. And if the larger double bottom was to make target, that would be in about the 103 area. So we will see. All right, looking at the bigger picture, do we have anything on the bigger picture? Yes, I've got some weekly RSI 14 and RSI 5 buy signals brewing. We are testing some decent support here at the 200-month moving average, and we're also testing on the monthly chart. We're testing the 50-month moving average, which tends to be pretty good support as well. This would be a good place to see a rally, even if on the bigger picture, really looking for a test of this trend line here in the 95 area. But these things take a while. Hitting this top trend line to this bottom trend line here took 3 or 4 years. We've already run a couple of years so far on this move, and it could easily take another year or two. So we'll see. All right, great. Let's have a look at bonds. On the hourly chart, I've got a nice looking RSI 14 sell signal, and I've got a nice looking little double top, and this is supporting ZB breaking up and making that double bottom target. Could this come back and retest the low? That would be nice. Could set up a very nice looking potential level bottom. We will see. although really we've just had a 0.5% cut in interest rates, and we're going to be looking at another one in December. I am sceptical about how much further down ZB is going to go, but certainly we do have some support for it going down. We've got an RSI 14 buy signal fixed here on the daily TNX daily chart. I'm leaning towards more upside on TNX while that plays out, and more downside on ZB after this rally plays out. We will see how that goes. All right, let's have a look at CL. Right, CL. Bear with me a second. Right, CL. We had a nice looking little level top. That's already made target, or at least it made the minimum target for it. We've got a 6-minute buy signal fixed at the low, and we are running a bit. I'm expecting to see this go lower to a retest of the low at 63.57. Might take a month to get there, but that's where I think this is likely to be going. NG, we saw a retest of this high. This was great. This sets up a really nice looking little level top. If this breaks down, then a sustained rate below 2.72 would take us down to about the 2.52 area, and this trend line here. But bigger picture, it would suggest strongly that we are going to be playing out this triangle, which should be suggesting strongly that we're going to see a lot more downside on NG. Now, obviously, I did the post about that the other day. And if we are to turn within the triangle, then that's what we're looking at in all likelihood. Let's have a look at CL on the bigger picture. CL, we had a little daily RSI 5 sell signal that's made target, watching for resistance at the daily middle band at 69. Looking at the W tick chart, I've got the daily middle band there at 69.44. We had a nice looking back test of this broken triangle support. Not seeing any reason to go higher, but of course this could be an A, B, C flag, so we could see a bit higher. We'll see. Bigger picture, I'm expecting to see this minimum triangle target as a retest this low here at 63.57, and I'm expecting to see that. I was talking, by the way, on my post about the big support on the 60 to 66 area. 66.6 high here, 65.65, 64.36, 62.43. You're seeing a theme developing here, 62.58. We've got a big level here. So quite a lot of support between the 60, well, basically 61 and 66 area. If we break down below that, that could open lower targets. But until then, if we get down to the retest of 63.57, that's a pretty nice looking setup to set up a double bottom, which is what I was talking about in my post. NG. NG, we've retested the high, we've set up this double top, and we've now got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing. It's nice. Nat gas, this would be the triangle. It is perfect at the moment. So if we see it down here, then great. If we don't, and we get back over 3.16, then the triangle is toast. But for now, it is looking really nice. We've got an RSI 5 sell signal. We had an RSI 5 sell signal fixed. We've got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing. We've got an RSI 14 sell signal brewing on the Nat Gas daily chart. We'll see how these go. I am liking the downside here, but obviously if it heads the other way, it heads the other way. When I was talking about big support historically in the 1.52 area, 1.5 to 1.6 area, what was I talking about? I was talking about basically since 2000, we've not got below 1.52. We've seen multiple lows, 1.85, 1.9, 1.61, 1.52, 1.95, 1.52. You're seeing a theme here. So if we do get back down into retest of 1.52, I'd be expecting to see a low there. I would be surprised to see it might go significantly lower. So really, that's bedrock support. And NG should only really be a long when it gets there. We'll see. All right, let's have a look at GC. GC has done very impressive work to the upside. We had a little sell signal here that went a little higher and then made target. What are we looking at here? Well, I'm wondering about some retracement. You can see maybe a start of that on silver, nice looking little double top here. HG, not sure HG would be doing the same. Really, this is looking as though it's going to be going back up to a retest of the prior high. Let's have a look at those on the bigger picture charts and on GC. No current divergence, but we have seen some retracement here on the RSI 5 and on price. If we were to retest the high from here, we could set up really nice daily sell signals. On the weekly chart, nothing. We have got we've overthrown a possible resistance trend line, but we're not really at the obvious trend line resistance. The next obvious trend line resistance would be in about the 2800 area. Looking at silver, we've got a daily RSI 5 sell signal fixed on the weekly charts. Hang on 1 second. We've got no current divergence, but we do have this nice looking resistance here. I am wondering whether that might hold for now. I'm wondering whether this could be a little double top that could take us, well, really towards a breakdown below 2650, possibly down to 20, retest of 2021, which would be the target. If we were to see that, this would be a hell of a buy, in my view. Looking at palladium, looks like a bull flag forming. Platinum has broken up for a double bottom, and I'm not seeing anything compelling saying it isn't going to make these targets, which are in about the 1072 or 1081 areas. Looking at the copper on the bigger picture, reaching some resistance here in the 4.64 area. Looking a little overcooked on the buy side, obviously. So look at the RSI here, over 90 here. This is one of the highest readings we've seen on the charts. What has happened when we reached these readings before? Well, we normally saw some retracement not too long afterwards. So we hit 90 here, actually hit about 95 here, 94. So we've got, by the time we reach these levels, it's a nosebleed and tends to be close to a high. So I'm thinking this may well see some retracement. On the bigger picture, though, after that retracement, I'd be looking for a retest of this high here in the 5.2 area. All right, looking at GDX, we've got a daily RSI for 5 sell signal fixed. And we've got a hit of the trendline resistance I had marked in. GDXJ, we've got a hit of the trendline resistance I've got marked in, and we've got another daily RSI 5 sell signal fixed. I am wondering about a retracement across the precious metals and whether that might be a decent match to the possible nested double bottom that we've got on DX. So I'm thinking we might see a retracement on metals here while we are seeing a rally on the dollar. We will see. All right, let's have a look at the other commodities. And on KC, we've got a lovely looking double top here. Might see a more retracement. We're still on a 60-minute sell signal, but obviously that wouldn't get us down even to the double top support in the 2408 area. Might see this play out, though. We will see. Looking at SB, possible head and shoulders forming here. The sell signal's already made target. On CC, I've been leaning towards seeing a retest this high here at 8800 next, but this could be a bear flag forming, setting up another leg lower. On CT, had a nice looking little double top, and that's already made target. Wondering about lower. On CW, we've still got this nice looking inverted head and shoulders. I'll show you that more on the daily chart, but nothing compelling saying this is about to reverse back down. Cord, again, nothing compelling saying it's about to reverse back down. Obvious next target would be up here in about the 423 area, where I've got a possible larger IHS neckline. On soy, we've got a larger IHS neckline up here in about the 1083 area, and that looks like the obvious next target as well. On lumber, should be heading for a retest this high here at 547.89. Lean hogs, live cattle, 6-minute sell signal fixed, possible little level top here, and we've really made the minimum target on the double bottom. So I'm leaning towards seeing some retracement here. Lean hogs, nothing really compelling saying this isn't a bull flag setting up a move higher. This used to be a very nice looking double top, but it no longer is. We went a bit high for it. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts on those. And on KC, nice looking double top here. I've got to say we've got no obvious trendline resistance here. If we were to reach that, then that would take us up into about the 2.9 area. No current divergence on the daily chart. On sugar, we made the minimum double bottom target. We've got a weak RSI 5 sell signal fixed. We could see very, very nice looking signals if we went back up and retested this high, and I'm thinking we could do that. On cocoa, quite like to see a retest of this high here at 87.96. Bigger picture, this should be a triangle which is broken up with a target in the retest of 10,070. And my lean is that we're probably looking at that. On wheat, we've got this nice looking inverted head and shoulders, which is broken up and hasn't failed. So until we see some serious action to the downside, and certainly first of that would be a break below the daily daily middle band, which has been holding like a champ, then really I'm looking higher. We've got a target for that in about the 642 area. On corn, looking for a test of the next IHS neckline above at 43.60. On soy, the next one above would be in about, I've got that in the 106.86 area here. So that looks pretty good too. So nothing compelling saying any of these are about to turn, except we do have a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing on soy, but it could just go up through that. Or that could still be in place when we reach this level, in which case we could see a right shoulder form. On cotton, we've got an RSI 5 daily sell signal fixed, and I'm wondering about a larger reversal. It'd be lovely to see a retest this high first before we did that. We will see how it goes. All right, great. Bigger picture, I'd be looking for more retracement and then a move up into the 75.84 area, possibly to form a larger inverted head shoulder pattern. All right, great. In that case, that's a wrap, guys. Should be an interesting week next week. One last thing I'm just going to show you is what's happening here on crypto. Now, crypto, obviously, I've mentioned before, has a decent correlation with equities. We've got an RSI 5 sell signal trying to fix on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, we've got a weak RSI 5 sell signal fixed, and it's trying to fix a full size one now on Ethereum. That would be on Solana. We've got an full RSI 5 sell signal fixed, and Avalanche, which I've been using just because it tends to be a good confirmation. We've also got an RSI 5 sell signal fixing there too. I think there's a pretty good chance this retracement that I've been expecting has already started on cryptos. We will see whether we see equities follow that next week. We've got a better setup here for the retracement on cryptos than we've got on equity. But equities really, the volume spike, SPX, ADP, these are looking at retracement strict consolidation for hopefully another week or two. And then after that, probably going to see a run up into Christmas. We shall see. All right, great. In that case, that's a wrap. I'll have everything posted as soon as possible, and I'll catch you guys in the morning.